We are going off the rails. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show dedicated to Disney and tangents. I am your host, Frank, and today I am joined alongside by a bunch of great people, including the one and only Denny Sunderly.
Hi there.
The one and only Jackie Gailey.
Hi, everyone.
And the one and only Rhino.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. This is going to be an excellent episode. I'm very excited for it because we are talking about Disneyland. We all love a good discussion about Disneyland, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But before we do, I need to remind you, this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, please consider booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the support of an awesome Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no obligation quote. Okay, well, the inspiration behind this episode is that Rhino and I will be leaving for California in just a mere couple of weeks. Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks, Rhino? I don't even remember now.
I am actually looking at the calendar right now. It is 3 weeks from, as of recording this, yesterday.
Okay, yes. We are getting very close then for our vacation. And I mean, it's a working vacation. So it's not even really a vacation. We are going out there to work.
A break from Walt Disney World. That's
Yes.
a vacation from Walt Disney World is what you mean.
It's a vacation away from Florida. So we get some time to say goodbye to our wonderful peninsula in the United States. And we are heading to California, just like the Ricardos did in that one episode of
Are
I
you
Love
driving?
Lucy. Yes, we are. Yeah.
In a convertible?
Yes, we are. All four.
Nice.
Yeah, we're actually we're getting 4 more people to join us, and or 2 more people, so that way we're a foursome, and we'll sing about it the entire way. It's going to be just fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Why travel by air when you can travel by car, automobile?
Absolutely.
Rhino's
I
done the
agree.
drive before. It's good.
I have, and it was really rushed. I wish I had. I just wish we had like stopped and seen some of the sights and everything like that. It's really not terrible. It's just you gotta plot it out a little bit more. And I was with somebody that was in a rush to get where they were going because I was helping move a friend. But someday,
Oh, wow.
Someday. Yep, you'll be able to stop and see that world's largest ball of twine that is somewhere in the Midwest. I'm not sure.
I want to take the
My-
Pee Wee Playhouse route. I don't know where Pee Wee was going in that movie, but you know.
My
know
family
you
I don't
are.
make
What am I?
monkeys. I just
train them.
That's terrible. I can't do it. Maybe I can. I don't know.
Francis.
I love it. My family's on Route 66 right now.
Right now, this current second.
Right now.
Wow,
Mhm.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yep.
That is very
They just
cool.
sent me pics of their kids at the Grand Canyon from the other day. And yeah, they're on 66. cruising around.
Hence, now why you've made several references before we started recording to the Grand Canyon. So it's
Yep.
clearly on the
It's
brain.
been on our minds.
So that's
Top of mind.
we figured it all out. So
Definitely.
so Rhino and I, of course, we are going to Disneyland in a couple weeks, and I'm getting excited because it is my first time going there since it was 2019. It was September or August. I don't remember which of the two. I want to say September, yeah. September of 2019. And then all the plans of going back obviously were kind of crushed in 2020, and then there was a little hope for 2021, but it just never made it. And now it's finally my time in 2022. I'm getting to go back. I have not seen Avengers Campus yet. There's so much for me to see. In fact, the merchandise episode that we did a couple weeks ago, we referenced the fact that it wasn't the first time we recorded it. The very first episode that we recorded on merchandise started out to be this episode, but then it quickly devolved into us talking about the different things that we bought and what was around us. And so then when we switched the episode mid-episode of what it was about, and then when we re-recorded it, it was all about merchandise. So now we're going to stay on track a little bit. I mean, for a
Wait,
show that's
what?
for a show about going off the rails, we're gonna still try to stay on track just a little bit, but we might get a little off in it. But we're gonna try to stick mostly around Disneyland. And we'll see really how this goes. I think we're going to kind of go in with like, we need to talk about some of the stuff we love, some of the stuff that's like, some of the stuff that's not perfect with Disneyland. I know Rhino wants to go off on that Paradise Pier Hotel for sure, but we'll get it all. We'll try to cover it all in the next little bit of time here. So who wants to start? What's something about Disneyland that's making you happy these days? What's something you're feeling right now in your feelings? Or pose a question. Do that too. If you don't like my question I posed, pose your own.
So I miss the Main Street Electrical Parade like something fierce. And it was weird for me when they brought it to Walt Disney World because it was familiar and I was happy and I loved it. But I feel like its home is at Disneyland, and it's getting ready to start back later this month. And they just released some brand new Main Street Electrical Parade merchandise that I'm kind of going crazy for. I've had my eye out on trying to find a Loungefly backpack that I really love. And there's just so many of them. And so I need to find one that I absolutely love. And one of the pieces of merch that's coming out is a Main Street Electrical Parade light mini
Loungefly.
Loungefly backpack. And sorry,
did you see the wishables too this morning, Jackie?
I did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are cute.
I'm losing my mind. They are so cute. I love that parade so very much. And I want all the things.
Oh, yeah. That's in. I haven't been checking my phone, obviously, since we started recording. And then I see the pop up 2 minutes ago. Celebrate the return of the Main Street Electrical Parade with themed merchandise and a dining package. So,
yes.
I don't know if you just conjured that, Jackie, or whatnot,
No,
for
I
it
saw
popping
it.
up on my phone. Oh, you saw it. So, wow. Cheating, Jackie. You're a cheater. You use the internet to mold this conversation, and I will never forgive you for it. But I'm seeing, I'm seeing that merch, that girl's outfit in there is pretty neat. That other girl's outfit is also pretty neat.
Are you trying to say something, Craig?
Loungefly backpack is also, that is a cute Loungefly. I have to admit that. That's cute. Like, it's not for me.
I don't know how I'm going to get it. I have no idea how I'm going to get it because these things sell in 3 seconds.
They do. I mean, maybe there's going to be a restock, Jackie. If there's a restock when we're out there, we will look for you. No promises. But listen, you're still paying for it. You're paying for it. It's no present.
I do like that shirt.
I'll send it to you immediately.
What shirt? The one that's got the
one that's like half blue, half solid, and half nighttime design. It's very. I will say this: the new designs, they're very interesting. I never really cared for the pattern they did the last time around. That was kind of that all like dark blue, and it was like really tiny stuff on it. Like, I do have a cool shirt from like, because I was an annual pass holder at that time. It was an annual pass holder shirt that had it like the like all lit up on the back, and it would like glow. And so it's like I feel like Disneyland does some cool shirts and celebrating stuff like that.
And I like the guy's shirt that they used in like the cover art imagery for it, because it's still got those new design logos and such, and has the Peter Pan ship and Mickey and the Alice float with the Cheshire Cat. The only thing,
the pocket.
Yeah, the pocket's awesome.
Like the pocket?
No, the neck looks very, very low.
Yeah, it's very wide.
Looks like a low
right?
neck.
Scooty.
Yeah.
It's super boaty.
I don't like that. I'm a guy who I since I burn very easily when I'm not wearing the same. I basically
he loves a good mock turtle.
Halfway
up, on the neck.
It's when I get that shirt though that's like hanging off just another 2 inches wide. Like you can just see the difference in shade of my skin, and I'm always like, this is a shirt that I am never wearing in public again. Those become my sleep shirts. So I hope they're comfy, because no one's seen me outside in that T-shirt where the crew neck is just too far ruined. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh,
but
do you see those mini ears Oh,
I didn't see those.
Pete's Dragon is right there.
Oh, he is.
I'm losing my mind over this merch. Seriously.
I was trying to make a joke about Pete's Dragon, but I couldn't think of one. It's like, Pete's Dragon, you mean Fiasco? But I don't know. Fiasco is not a dragon.
No.
So, that was a bad joke.
He does have a kimono dragon, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you kind of not, like, you're not too far off. I don't know. There's something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete's Dragon, more
Tiki.
like...
That's
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, the thing is, Pete always rides the dragon in the movie. So then I was like, well, who does Pete Werner ride?
Craig Williams.
No. I consider riding like he's always on their butt about something. And I think I don't think that's me necessarily.
You're the executive producer. You're the
But I don't do things to annoy him that he always has to be like, come on, what are you doing with this? So I don't, we'll figure that out off air. We don't need to air our Diz dirty laundry. Oh, that's an idea for a new show.
Airing of
that's a Patreon show.
Yeah, that's a Patreon show. I was just going to say.
Diz dirty laundry.
Who poops their pants in what park? Oh, not literal laundry?
Room.
Okay.
Smoke-filled dark room. That's what needs to happen.
I've never pooped my pants in a park, but there's been times that I've been on the way home where I thought it was going to happen. So, after eating that hoop-de-doo meal, it's like,
oh my God. That sangria just goes right through you.
2 weeks in a row, we're talking about it.
Again with the sangria.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is off the rails after all.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, yeah.
I can't wait to see the rating review. Too much poop talk.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten that comment before, so we can't even really joke about that. Not for this specific show, but for other things we've done. But Jackie, it is awesome that you brought up the Main Street Electrical Parade, because that's one of the reasons why Rhino and I are going out there, is to be able to see those, the new additions that they've made with it, replacing the finale float with all the patriotic sides to it, and now we're getting new intellectual properties put in its place. I'm, if they had to switch up that parade, I'm glad that it's actually like a big, not a big drastic move like this, but a nice way to just freshen it up for today's audiences in a way. Yeah. So I cannot wait to see it. It's a parade that I have sentimentality for, but at the same time, I feel like, I've seen it so many times that it's hard to get excited for it, but I'm glad that I can actually be excited for the Main Street Electrical Parade again. My brain, the electricity in my brain just shut down there in the middle of that electrical parade.
The batteries
kick back in. That's the first parade that I ever saw, and it's the very first parade my kids ever saw, and I am so... I love it so much.
I think my first was the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Probably on TV.
Me, bougie.
On TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in person. I was like,
oh, no.
What?
Yeah. No, don't you know, my parents, they always rented a high-rise apartment overlooking the parade route, and we would just watch.
Vacation in the Catskills.
You'd wave your hankies.
Exactly. Toto, there's Sonic.
Hello
down
there.
In person.
Is that Bart Simpson over there? Hello, Bart.
Hello, Woody Woodpecker.
Oh my
gosh. That charming dog, Snoopy. What a gas he is.
Hey, we don't talk about Snoopy. We don't talk about only in a good way. We can talk about Snoopy. No joking about Snoopy. Come on, man. Come on.
You know what I'm excited about? I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of the Main Street Electrical Parade. However, I am really excited for that new float that has like the redesign with the characters on it with Encanto, like you said. But also Disneyland, whenever I feel like they launch something like a parade or anything like that, like the last time the Main Street Electrical Parade came back, there was a ton of like specialty food items that all sort of tied in. And I'm wondering if we're going to get some of that stuff too, because Craig and I actually started making our food list the other day, and we literally only have one park so far, but it has like 20 food items on it right now.
Good for you. As it should be.
Well, here, I'll even share it. I'll share the list that we're kind of looking at right now.
He says we're trying we're not going to do repeats, and we're going to try and keep it like fresh and, and not just go to the standard favorites. We'll have those off camera, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Corn dog, I was going to say.
Well, no,
there's no way there's no corn dogs.
We don't need a 19th review on the Diz of a Disneyland corn dog. It's obviously it hasn't really changed. So our definite food list right now, only for Disneyland Park. This would have been a great episode idea if we would have just like went through, but it would have had to be in a live one where like everyone also throws in their opinion as we go too. But who knows? If we can't find enough to fill the last half of this episode out, we'll break open the menus for DCA and start going through with it. Cool. That'll be the last of it. But so with definitely on our food list for breakfast, Red Rose Tavern right now has a breakfast burger. That like anytime you can mix a burger and breakfast together, you have to go. And Rhino, what was the special thing on this that we were like, oh, that sounds weird?
Yeah, it's a hold on, I just had it and I scrolled past it by accident. It's got the bacon orange marmalade, egg and arugula on a toasted bun, and I'm like, And then the thing I really want is this vegetable quinoa breakfast bowl. So it's like quinoa, mushrooms and cauliflower, arugula, tomato, potato bites, and a spicy lime aioli.
Yeah,
the picture of it looks delicious. I don't know that it'll look anything like the photo, but
I think we can single-handedly say it will look nothing like the photo.
Yeah.
Just, we do this for a living. It never looks the same. So that's the only definite we have for breakfast right now. Yes, Jackie?
I have to share something with you about for breakfast at ma'am. DCA. So they have a breakfast chimichanga. And
what?
It is.
Are you sure they still have it?
Yes, I'm positive because somebody's there right now posting about it.
What?
And she was there.
Where, Jackie? Where?
They serve it until 11, but they sell out very early. She was there at 9 this morning, and they only had 2 left.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What
is it across from? Hold on, I'm going to tell you. It is breakfast chimichanga. It's across from Big Thunder Mountain. It's not in DCA. It's in Disneyland. Crispy on the outside, eggs, sausage, cheese on the inside.
So is it that cart?
Shipped to shore.
Shipped to shore. Okay, that's what I started to say. Yeah.
Yeah, shipped to shore. So that's the.
I see it right here. Breakfast chimichanga, right in the app.
How did we miss this? Yeah, how did we miss this?
Because that snack, it's just that ship to shore is literally just like a. It's like one of the things at that marketplace at Magic Kingdom.
I am fully aware of what it is, but I thought we went through every single restaurant in Disneyland and did it that way. I clicked on everything. So that's why I'm like,
you to say it, and when you said that was it for breakfast, I was like, oh wait,
yeah. The only ones that I kind of like skipped were if like I know Edelweiss Snacks, that's where you can get the chimichanga in Disneyland. So I don't need to add that to my list. But that being said, in our snack section under definitely, we are doing an official review of the lunch/dinner chimichanga because we've talked about it so much that. But now we've got to do a breakfast chimichanga as well. So thank you so much for that, Jackie. I would have been. Oh man, that really helps because the breakfast is where we're working a little weak right now because we want to still get breakfast reviews done too. It's still important for a lot of people, but
I was going to say, actually, Craig, on that note, what you're saying right now is that I feel like historically breakfast items aren't easy to get to at Disneyland or at least California Adventure.
Yeah, so California Adventure, I feel like the go-to breakfast spot for me has always been in Cars Land because their breakfast at Flo's Cafe is generally good. And then you said there's a breakfast shawarma now too for Adventures Campus,
which very
right?
good. It's
What?
very good. Yeah.
So,
Really?
It's so good. It's got a spicy maple sauce, and I'm not usually one to just pour maple on anything unless it's French toast. And it's got this like little ting at the end. It's just like it's so good. And it's plant-based option too because it's the Impossible shawarma.
Oh, so I feel like it's getting better at least though, because then over at Disneyland, technically you have what you can get inside Starbucks if you want breakfast. You can do Jolly Holiday because they have breakfast sandwiches. I've gotten them. I've never done a review of them, but I've eaten breakfast there before. Good. Yeah, they're good. And I thought that's probably one that we'll eventually put on our definite is a review of Jolly Holiday breakfast as well too. But you are correct.
If you go to Jolly Holiday and you get breakfast, you can also get cupcakes.
You can.
And there's nothing better than sitting out there looking at Sleeping Beauty Castle, eating breakfast, and then a cupcake to start your day.
I mean,
Disneyland cupcakes are good too.
Yeah, when you say it as start your day, I agree with that. But if you were saying there's nothing better in general, it's like, no, it's eating a corn dog and looking at Sleeping Beauty Castle is the best one. But okay, and so for our definite for lunch and dinner, we are going to do Jolly Holiday too, because we always, apparently the Diz always does snack reviews at Jolly Holiday, but never actually reviews the sandwiches there. Like, we've always talked about how their grilled cheese and tomato soup is so delicious, and I've gotten it so many times, but apparently we've never reviewed it. So we need to change that up a little bit. So we expect a Jolly Holiday review. Mary Poppins.
Back to breakfast. Back to breakfast though. Has there ever been a Carnation Cafe breakfast? I know it's really hard to get reservations right now.
Yes, there has. Years ago. Okay. I mean, it's been years. I went with Pete and Teresa and myself. Actually, we might not have reviewed it. It might have been when we did our What We Love About Disneyland. And so we went there to get footage, but we might not have released it as a
I think I did a review.
You did a review?
Okay.
I went once, and it was that time that I was here after D23 and everybody left. It was like 2 days later, and Pete had made the reservation, but I was with Mark from England and other people. So I can't remember if I was actually reviewing it, if the video was usable or not. I feel like it was. I'm pretty sure it was. So I don't know if it exists. But that also was that would have been 2017.
I'm looking it up right now. Keep talking. What did you have?
I just looked up. Well, what did I have?
Okay, I already got there. You absolutely did it. It was 4 years ago. Breakfast at Carnation Cafe, Disneyland Park. Good morning, everybody. I am here you were with Mark, in fact. So you're absolutely correct, Rhino. You got it spot on the money. I don't know who was holding the camera, but you were there. And
I do know. I just didn't want to say it. So.
Okay. So it's fine. It's fine. You can say who was at these reviews. He probably was on camera too.
So I don't remember who else. Well, it was Tyler and Katrina.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, so I was
so
like,
awkward.
I don't remember if Katrina was there or not. I remember Tyler was there because I don't know if he's the one holding the camera. That's what I'm saying. But like, I remember he had an issue with his egg. Like he had ordered like hollandaise egg or something, and he kept cutting through it, and the egg was always overcooked. And I was like, I kept wanting to be like, just order something else.
No, I get it. But yeah, so we do have that review. So Denny.
Cool.
It's not we'll put that on a maybe. But the hard part is when you're at Disneyland, even if we can get a reservation for Carnation Cafe, we have to sit down, and then you have to go through the full process. It is taking too much time away from everything else that we're doing. And I know it's important to people. They want those, but it's a lot harder for us when we're out there because of the go.
Yes.
For a 4-day trip, or we have 4 days in the park, so we don't really have a lot of time for us. If this was a week, then absolutely, I'd be sitting down at every restaurant left and right. But we'll see. I know you really want us to go to Carnation Cafe.
It's all good. I'll just go the next time I'm out there.
Hey, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
I'll try it myself.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you sip your tea. You do that.
I will.
You do that,
it's
Kermit.
actually tea.
Yeah, I was just going to say like Kermit the Frog up there.
Okay.
I love that.
So for snacks, our definite for snacks, we have at Refreshment Corner. Hopefully it's still around when we're out there in a couple weeks, but there's right now an esquites dog. So we're talking, we're talking like elote, but off the cob, so it's esquites, and on a hot dog. So
on a what?
On a what?
On a hot dog.
Hot dog.
I'm gonna get that hot dog.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna split it together. We're not Lady in the Tramp in it, but we will split it in half responsibly with forks and knives, and have it that way. Rhino is really intense on wanting to do a review of all the bow at Tropical Hideaway. So.
I am.
Ooh, yes.
That and the Lumpia that's there, or they don't. I don't know if they call it Lumpia. Do they call it Lumpia?
They do. They do.
Okay, yeah. Because I had it last time, and that's when my camera just was like, just kidding. but I was like, oh, this is too good not to tell. Oh, whoops! I just ruined the review.
Yeah.
Maybe it was bad.
It was bad.
Spoiler.
It was bad. He also dropped it in the Jungle Cruise. So that was... that
was you,
yeah.
and that was the cheeseburger ones.
No, I dropped the
That was that
cheeseburger
Magic
spring
Kingdom.
rolls on the ground in front of Jungle Cruise. You were too busy like photographing Rosita as you were doing the review, and the camera just went, and you dropped it off the side, and that's so you've been saying for like a year now. You're like, my camera just doesn't work anymore. It's like, yeah, water damage. You took it to the Apple store, and they said water damage.
Yeah.
Like we don't fix Sony's.
We don't, but water damage.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
unfortunate.
Our final definite snack that we're doing is currently at Alien Pizza Planet. Again, if it's still there, there's a char siu pizza. Like,
Girl, we are getting that
that's-
pizza.
I want
We
that
gonna
pizza.
get that pizza.
Want
We gonna
that
get
pizza.
Show, we just got our pizza.
Love
Please
this.
do the review in that voice.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Show, we got that pizza. I love I see. The thing is, I'm down for any type of weird pizzas ever.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that isn't cheese or pepperoni is always, I call it a weird pizza, and I'm 100% behind it. You give me a mac and cheese pizza. You give me, hey, maybe there's an elote pizza out there somewhere. I'd be really into that.
I've had an elote pizza before. I don't remember where, but I definitely have had it somewhere.
California Pizza Kitchen had that like it was like a BLT pizza, or it was like essentially a salad on a pizza, and I was just like, I love that pizza.
Yeah. One of the coolest pizzas that I've ever had was when we were in New Jersey. We went to a brewery, and it was like a mustard pizza where the sauce base was mustard, and then there was cheese, but then it was topped with like mustard seeds, and it was like I know it sounds gross. It worked so well. It was
But
so
it's-
good.
Kylie even let you get that.
She was the one who wanted it.
Well, it's kind
Oh.
of like a pretzel, right? I
Yes,
put mustard
exactly.
on my pretzels. So.
Yes.
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
No,
And the cheese, because
yeah.
you would do a cheese dip too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
really-
exactly what we said. It was because the bread was baked so thick, it kind of was like you were eating an oversized pretzel. It was really good. So,
Crazy.
I like a good crazy pizza too, Rhino. I like a good crazy pizza. But we are, wow, this is really going in deep on the food here. For our maybe list,
So you're doing
We
nothing
have-
but eating at Disneyland.
yeah, we're gonna eat a lot.
Oh yeah. I already
Yes.
I told him a major requirement is everything
Yeah.
gets cut in half that we're eating, because I want to be able to eat as much as possible, but I also don't want to be exploding the entire
Well,
time.
for the
Good for
most
you.
part, except for like the quick service reviews, like when we do Red Rose Tavern for breakfast, we're each getting one item there. And same thing if we do Red Rose Tavern, which is on our maybe list for lunch or dinner. There's a very interesting sounding cheddar burger that we saw that I don't. Rhino, once again, what made it so interesting that we said we should?
Well,
get
I don't
it?
have that.
It was some.
I have, because I found another item while we were talking, so that's why I don't have it.
Oh,
I don't
my
have it up, but
gosh.
I can pull it back
Right
up. I can pull
here,
it back up.
I wish I could host and look stuff up at the same time. I mean,
No,
we're
no,
all hosting.
It's right
so
here.
I don't want.
It was a cheddar ranch burger. So
That's
it was
it.
a quarter pound of Angus patty, cheddar, cheese curds,
That
pickles,
was it. The cheese
and ranch
curds.
dressing on a toasted
Yeah.
bun. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's
it. Was the
amazing.
cheese curds that was like, yep, we're gonna get this. We have to get this. So, and then there was a cauliflower burger that Rhino wants. There
Yes,
for
the
that, too.
enchanted
Yeah.
cauliflower sandwich, which was the cauliflower sandwich with thick cut seasoned Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I was going to describe the cauliflower more.
No,
It was just the fries.
No, that was fries.
Thick cut fries. Yeah.
Thick
Did they
fries.
cut the cauliflower like a steak, like a thick
I would
slab
say.
of cauliflower?
I would say it should.
Yeah, I'm
but
guessing. Yeah.
it could be pieces and be more served like on a hoagie style rule, but I'm not sure. We'll have
Yeah,
to get
sandwich.
it.
Honest, that doesn't sound good.
A what?
I hope
Think-
it is good, but it sounds a little sketchy.
Okay.
I
She
don't
doesn't
know,
like
cauliflower. I mean, I love like cauliflower rice. I make a great,
Yeah.
shrimp fried rice out of cauliflower rice. I love that, but I just
So
a
good.
thick piece of cauliflower on my sandwich. I don't know.
See,
know.
You're telling me a shrimp fried that rice? I hate myself. Sorry. Sorry.
That was so good.
see.
You're so awesome.
I have to
But,
disagree. I love a good cauliflower steak. I don't get them often,
Really?
but yeah. No, it's Big Fire at Universal does
That's
a
where we had
cauliflower
one. I was
steak,
like,
and
I had
it's
one recently.
yeah, it's literally just a It is like they just do a cross section like of a 2-inch thick piece of cauliflower, and if it's cooked to that right temperature, it is so good, so good.
Wow.
And I don't know why I say temperature like it's a piece of meat. I just meant if it's
but-
cooked long enough that it has that slightest ever bit of bite on the inside, but also falls apart a little bit in your mouth. Like it's love a good cauliflower. Love it.
Wow.
And also on our maybe list, a place we never reviewed at Disneyland before that I want to do it because of their lobster roll, because I'm the Diz king of lobster rolls. I get them all the time and I'm always disappointed. And that's Harbor Gallery.
So it's just like
It's got to be good.
Glutton
It's
for
at
punishment.
Disneyland. No, it's at Disneyland.
Sure.
It's got to be good.
I mean, the lobster nachos are great. So, I mean, maybe a lobster roll will be just as good. I don't know.
It could be. We'll have to see if we do it. That's on our maybe list. So that's it for that. We have a snack on our maybe list, but it just randomly says Royal Street Veranda, and that's in case there's anything special there. We don't know if there will be, but Rhino, what was the item that you found?
Oh my gosh, Jackie sent me a picture of the chimichanga. I didn't realize, and I'm like, so good. Well, there was one thing where it sounded better than I thought it was, but then I was thinking it was a Philly cheesesteak hot dog, but it's a plant-based Philly dog. So I was like, oh, I guess that's kind of whatever. But then they also have asada fries, and it's like film strip fries topped with marinated carne asada, cheddar cheese, cilantro, and onions. They lost me with the cilantro, but I doubt there's a lot of it. But I don't know. There's a lot. I know. It sounded better in the moment. Sorry. We found cooler stuff since then.
Actually, I don't think we found anything cooler since then. I think we just talked about the cooler things we found previous to then.
I'm
Oh my
hungry.
gosh.
For
I am
real.
too.
It is
I'm also,
I'm like starving
I'm also
right now.
mad that all of these things are so bad for us. It's not fair.
That's why Rhino and I, at least in particular, are getting back to at Walt Disney World, unless we're eating something at Universal. At Walt Disney World, though, we're going and we're splitting food. So that way we're not eating too much garbage stuff. At least right now with like
Good for
snacks
you guys.
and such. Listen, I've got to.
That's
I've
good.
got to.
I know.
Disney can get so out of control with how bad their food is for you, but at the same time, it's just so good. It's so good.
I started running again in the morning, so hopefully that's gonna. Hopefully that I keep that up between now and when we leave. But
I double my exercise goals like 4 days out of the week, but then I ruin it with the food I eat. Just do, and
Food is hard.
It's tough.
I love all the fresh fruit they have in Disneyland, like literally everywhere. I wish we had that here at Walt Disney World. I would eat it if it was in the parks. I don't want to just sit down and eat 3 cutie mandarins. I don't want to have a cuties at that time. But I am so enchanted by all that fresh fruit out in Disneyland. So that's immediately what I think of when I think of like morning in the park. I think of I'm getting the fresh fruit, whether I'm in a DCA or if I'm in Disneyland Park, it doesn't matter. I'm getting that fresh fruit, like with breakfast or before breakfast on my way to a ride, whatever.
Oh, I mean, it's the best, especially if you get the mango and you get the tahini packets with it, because then you can take your extra tahini and you can get it too. Like if there's a cart that sells elote, then they give you the tahini to put on that. But yeah, if you get the extra tahini packets, then you can save it for your Dole Whip and put it on top of your Dole Whip and have that pineapple tahini just deliciousness, which I absolutely love.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it is good. It was.
there's this.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. My stomach is literally making
Rhino,
noise
you go
so
ahead.
loud right now.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
There's a Condor flat spread that's duck confit, goat cheese, seedless grapes, green salad, and fig jam.
Where did they get the duck feet from?
Duck confit.
Duck confit. Duck with fee.
As opposed to duck without feet?
Feet.
Well, I always say, you made the joke, like I always say, je suis fatigué. I am an overweight homosexual. But it really just means I'm tired. It means I'm tired in French, but I always go, je suis fatigué. And I always say I am an overweight homosexual. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like it was not that type of a joke.
That's so funny. You say things like my husband says things. Cracks me up.
Is he saying "Je suis fatigué"?
No, but he says other stuff.
It's like,
I'll share it with you off Kramer.
okay.
Okay.
Anyway, duck confit.
Duck confit. Condor Flats, you say? Or it's the Condor Flat. Oh, you're looking at the menu for the annual pass holder. The
I
Magic
didn't
Key
say
thing.
where we were going. You didn't have to say.
I already
out
know it.
loud.
If it's named after Condor Flats, which used to be part of DCA, that is no longer part of DCA.
Oh, I didn't even know
because
what that was.
Yeah, all the stuff for the Magic Key lounge that they're currently doing for the Magic Key holders at Disneyland, all the items are named after retired sections or attractions at Disneyland. I know definitely sections, so I'm not sure about attractions necessarily. But that Condor Flats, I mean, that's your Soarin' area. That back in the day they had the Condor Flats girls that would come out and sing, and those were good days. I wish I was able to see more of it before it kind of shifted gears, but you know what? Nothing is sacred at Disney parks. We already know that. But those were times.
That's right.
Man.
I don't mean it in a rude way, but I am excited to go out there with you, Craig, because it'll be the first time I'm really out there with somebody who drinks too, so we can try the tasting kitchen, the Pim's tasting kitchen, so we can try some of the mixed drinks out there. Because I always feel I have had like one, but I'm curious. I don't know. I feel weird. I'd always feel weird doing this stuff by myself.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I'll drink with you while I'm out there. I'm trying to
Well,
cut
you can
back.
watch
to be
me
healthy.
drink.
Share 'em.
Yeah,
It'll be
I can
fine.
definitely
Yeah,
tell you. Share drinks, Jackie? No.
Well, but you
Rule
just
number
get a
one,
blank,
Fight Club.
I'll pour it out into another cup.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No,
share.
it already
No.
touched his hand.
No, yeah, I don't like anything that comes from Rhino. It's not worth it. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll have a
No, you
drink or
just get
two.
it from the server, and then you pour half of it into an empty cup.
Wait, you get
and
it from a?
yeah.
No, I'm not doing that at a restaurant. No, I'm not doing that.
He needs the souvenir beaker anyhow.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, yeah, he's got to get it.
But,
You're
yeah,
gonna have to fight over who takes the beaker.
I'm getting it,
beaker.
and I'm making Rhino drink it after I get it. I'm a good friend. I don't want the drink, but I'll make him get it.
Sure.
There you go.
I mean, I'll probably drink it. Listen, it's
Give me one of these guys.
What's one of those
The
guys?
light up. It's the light up. Their light up thing is the Pim particles. So I have the red one. I didn't open it yet, so it's supposed to glow,
That's
but they
cool.
just handed it to me in this thing. So it's for my little Marvel display I have here.
Okay.
cool.
I'll consider having a drink or two while I'm out there. Try not to drink at home right now because I feel bad. Kylie's allergies towards the alcoholic drinks have gotten so bad that she's having to give it up. But, it's if I'm out and about, I guess that's fine. I just
saw a thing
I feel bad.
on Amazon. There's a drop you can add to the things if it's a histamine thing, and it'll help with the headaches that people get from the.
Well, hers
from
isn't.
the beers and stuff like
She literally it affects her sinuses with it, but then her eyes start watering, and I mean, I know that's all part of histamines and stuff. Maybe we'll try that. That actually could work, but it got so bad to the point that she's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I would rather feel good and not constantly feel like garbage from it. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine feeling like garbage all the time. It's great. Why not?
This
I
is
love feeling
normal.
like a human trash bag. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's what they
You're
call me, Rhino.
hilarious.
Human trash bag, aka
That's
Craig
why
Williams.
he's always so glad. Wait, is Glad a
Glad.
brand of trash bags, or is that a Mother's
Mhm.
Gay Alliance Association?
Oh my
both?
gosh.
Both.
Oh boy.
One
my
extra
God.
A. Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, I was worried I just was
Wow.
being really offensive.
Okay, you probably were being offensive, but I'm telling you what. Over
I have a
at
question.
what? You have a question? She's got a question.
Yeah, I've got a question. Are you doing any table service restaurants at all? Like,
Oh my gosh, Denny. Lay up on the table service
just
restaurants.
wanna
You are
know.
so
I just-
pushy.
I want to know. I know it's only 4 days. I know you have to go by Craig crazy schedule once you're out there. But are
Yeah, no
any
kidding.
table service just you don't even have to review them. Like I just want to know if any of them made your list.
Okay, so
It's okay
yes.
if you say no. again.
Okay, yes and no. So technically, we are going to do Lamplight Lounge, which, despite the fact that it says lounge in the name, I still consider it table service in that way. It's you have a server, and so I consider it table service. So we're going to do that. Probably the first night I only have a 1-day ticket plus the tickets that Disney's giving us for it. So we get in on Wednesday, and we're just kind of using that as a free day because park reservations were already filled up. So there's no sense in buying a ticket I can't actually buy a ticket. It's literally it's impossible for me to buy a ticket. So that first day that we're out there, we're probably going to do a little bit of like downtown Disney, maybe see a little bit of Anaheim. And that night, if Rhino decides to go into the parks, because he does have admission for it, if he goes in, then I might just go to Napa Rose by myself and sit at the bar. Or I mean, I've said it before, Napa Rose is my favorite restaurant at Disneyland. I love it so much. And so if I'm feeling crazy and there's an opening, I might see if there's one spot at the chef's counter and sit and just do a treat yourself meal, because
that's awesome.
The one time I had a chance to do that in 2014, it was the greatest meal of my life, because literally
he talks about it all the time.
I do. It was so expensive. It was so stupid to do, but the literally the chef is talking to you the entire time, and like the guy who was running the grill was like, I still know all their names because we just talked the entire night. Even when they were super busy, they still wanted to interact. And so like Danny was at the grill, and every time we were like, oh my gosh, that looks good, he was like, you want some? And just gave extra portions on top of what was already on the tasting menu. And it was actually cool. Our head chef that night was Chef Gloria, and they just made a post on Instagram about her at just very, very recently, that she just got like a massive promotion of sorts.
Oh, wow.
And I know I have it somewhere here. What did she get?
Yeah, I was going to say she's not there anymore, right?
Yeah, it says, in celebration of Women's History Month, we want to congratulate Chef Gloria as the new chef de cuisine for Club 33 and 21 Royal. So it's quite the upgrade from even Napa Rose is such a huge establishment, but then to go to 21 Royal and Club 33, a big accomplishment. So yeah, that's the one thing that if I have a couple hours, I'll probably sit there. If I get chef's counter, I'll do the full tasting menu and wine pairing with it and go crazy. If not, I'll just do my normal of sit at the bar and order an entree and a glass of wine or two, and just do it that way and enjoy my time there. But
while I'm eating a hot dog from Award Wieners and writing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, he's eating hot dog. I'll be.
I mean, hot dog.
Well, he's eating hot dog,
and he'll be like,
thing.
"This fine dining," and then there I am with like.
Then you'll see me come home, and half of the tiki mugs behind me on the shelf will be missing, and say, "Well, why are they coming?" Like, it's not because I just went and overspent on a massive meal at Napa Rose. That's definitely not why most of my possessions are missing behind me right now. Find them on Facebook Marketplace.
We have to choose our priorities.
We do sometimes, but I don't know. We might make time for other. It's just like I'm kind of over Carthay. I know it's been years since I've eaten there, but I love it. But at the same time, I always feel like every time I go, I'm like, this was okay. It was good, but it's more about the atmosphere of the restaurant than the food itself. And, I do love Carnation, and I wanted to do Blue Bayou, but I don't want to. I think it's finally closing for its refurb. When we're there, I know Pirates is already closed, and which is such a bummer. And right now, Blue Bayou, I believe, has still been open, but they just have the wall up blocking the view of Pirates. So even if it was open, I don't want to sit at Blue Bayou for the first time and then not be able to see Pirates. I mean, that's part of the selling point. And it's beyond that. I mean, I know there's a lot of table service in like downtown Disney, but I'm going to say, if we would have been talking about like the things that we love and don't love, which we didn't really do with this one, I don't necessarily love Downtown Disney as much as I used to. I used to really, really enjoy it, but now it's just that place that it's like, oh, if the parks are closed because it's after midnight, you know, maybe I can still sit at one of the restaurants there and have at least like one more beer before I go to bed. But that's kind of all I use it for anymore.
Or just as a pass through or a walk through. I mean, I like Marceline's Confectionery. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
And they create some treats that we don't have out here. So,
yeah, they do.
I like Salt and Straw.
Yeah.
I do. I love Salt and Straw, obviously. Yeah. And I do like, even though you can get Ballast Point beer anywhere, I enjoyed when Rhino and I went there the last time we were out there together. And you know, I enjoyed, while we did not like Black Tap when we had our full meal there, we sat at the bar one night and we had an enjoyable time there. And Uva Bar is, I think it's ridiculously overpriced, but I love sitting in that center area and watching everyone come and go. And, you know, like, again, Ralph Brennan's, it's good if you end up there because you can't get anywhere else, but I don't really go out of my way for anything in Downtown Disney with the exception of Salt and Straw. Yeah. Then that's okay.
It's so different since the last time I was there. I haven't been there to Downtown Disney in so many years that I mean, I know those things are there, but we never went to any of them. Like, I remember one time we ate at Tortilla Joe's and it was amazing.
Yeah. Tortilla Joe's is still good. I mean, I've eaten there 3 or 4 times over the years, and nice. I do like, I always literally hear me just say I like sitting at the bar, but it's where I genuinely enjoy sitting. I love sitting at the bar, and with how it was positioned there. Yeah, it's easier, and then I feel like it has good views as well too, and you get to watch the bartender when you're bored, so you get like an extra show.
It's entertaining.
So I love that's my number one spot to sit anywhere I go, and Kylie hates me for it because I'm always like, we can put in for a 5-minute wait, or we can go sit at the bar, and it's like I would rather wait, but. We can go sit at the bar. So
I'm excited to go to Lamplight Lounge someday. The last time we were at California Adventure, last time I was there, I was there once before to see World of Color for a media event, so it was early. But before that, they had the whole lagoon was completely drained, and they had started to add World of Color. Like they had drained it, and there was equipment and guys and working all down in there. And so I've never been in Lamplight Lounge or anything. It looks so cool. So
it is.
It was a character.
Amazing.
It was
Ariel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great spot. And I like it. It's not my absolute favorite place, but you can't beat it in terms of a place to just kind of like take a wind down and get a little bit of food and refresh yourself. Like I do enjoy it for that, but it's not,
that's really
at the same time, it's not necessarily destination for me. Like Kylie and I went once and did it like about all out.
Upstairs or downstairs?
Both. Neither destinations for me.
Because I was like, usually for me, it's like I like to stop for the upstairs because that's where you can get like the lobster nachos. But if you're going down into the restaurant, I feel like the theming is a lot, it's a lot more like you're into the actual Pixar theming down there. Whereas upstairs, it's open air kind of. So it's like a thing. But I'm looking at this brunch burger on the menu right now because I'm just pulled up the menu where we were talking that says grilled custom burger blend with American cheese, 1 egg up, hash brown patty, roasted green chili, lettuce, caramelized onions, and paprika aioli on a toasted Amish bun.
Yum.
That sounds pretty good.
That does sound good.
That sounds amazing.
I would eat that. The one thing that jumped out to me at the Kachina Cucamonga is it's a non-alcoholic drink, but it sounds delicious. It's a strawberry horchata with house-made rice and cinnamon beverage with strawberry sauce. So I'm assuming just a horchata with strawberries topped on it which that sounds delicious. I mean, it's a perfect combination, and it's every now and then. I like a good drink, but I will get horchata as much as possible anytime I'm at a Mexican place that actually makes good horchata.
I can't find a decent Mexican restaurant in Florida, so you'll have to give me some tips, because
I wish I could help you, Jackie, but all my tips would be places in Orlando, and you're not here, so
we would come down there.
You would come just solely for one meal at a Mexican restaurant?
Well, we'd spend the night.
Oh, so you would invest in a hotel room just for Mexican food.
She'd have a margarita and spend the night.
Yeah,
horchata's amazing. It's been a lot of years since we've had decent Mexican food. They just don't do it on the East Coast like they do back home. Like California Mexican food, Seattle's the same way. There's just no comparison to here. So,
okay. I trust you with it. I don't have a lot of experience. I don't eat Mexican a lot when I'm in California. The only time I feel like I've gotten it besides Tortilla Joe's or places in Disneyland is one time that we were out for coverage of, I think it was maybe a 7 and 7 or one of our Disneyland ones. We went to this one that was in it's basically connected to a gas station, and it was good. It was okay. It wasn't great. So I don't think Rhino was with us, but I don't think he ate.
No, I remember
you went
where
across
I was.
to a sushi place, maybe?
It was probably
No, you guys went without me.
We just left you?
You left me. You disappeared, and I was like, "Where did everybody go?" And you text me and went tacos, and I was like, "Okay." It was after a D23. That was when everyone used to always leave me behind at the first chance they got.
Was it after D23?
Ryan.
Because it was with
It was
Corey
my
and
first.
Will
It was
and-
my first ever D23, and nobody would hang out with me at the end of the night. You guys always disappeared all the time.
Well, you were probably
So
using.
that's when I started making the friends.
I mean, clearly, Rhino, you were saying your French statement over and over again, and we were very confused, and that's why we're like, we don't know about this guy.
Oh dear.
So-
I spent a lot of time by myself on that D23 too.
If
I was
anybody's
new.
ever
Nobody likes
looking-
the new person.
You poor thing. You poor thing. If you're ever looking for a day 6 thing in Disneyland, go to Old Town San Diego. So historic San Diego, and you will, the most wonderful, amazing Mexican food can be found there. Just sit right there, and they will be taking the tortillas right off of the cooking surface right onto your plate. And you can walk up on the sidewalk and purchase them right there and keep on walking, like a hot tortilla, amazing food. Amazing.
San Diego's always on my list because I always thought it was like 6 hours away. I thought it was like we were equidistant, and I didn't realize it was like, you could just go and come back. And so I'm like, I want to
1 hour.
go one of these times.
Yeah, we tried, and when we were there in August of 2019, that was like our trip or September, whenever that was. I don't know why I always screwing it up. I know it was September because we went for Oogie Boogie Bash, and that was part of the story is that so that trip was our trip where we added on all these way too expensive side trips that just kind of popped up in the way where these experiences happened. Like our friend Carly was able to get us into watch Conan O'Brien. So we just kind of had to get a rental car for the day and go see Conan. And I mean, we literally got to walk around the Warner Brothers lot. And then because she got us in through one of her friends, after the show was over, not only did we get to tour the whole studio before the show started, then after the studio, we're just sitting in the green room where the guests get to hang out, and where Andy Richter had his dressing room, and we were snacking on his cheese. And it was just, it's one of those surreal moments that it was cool, but we had that pop up. And the day we were doing Oogie Boogie Bash, we were going to go to San Diego, and because we didn't have a ticket for that day, so we were just going to go in the park at 4. So we're like, oh yeah, we can wake up and go to San Diego. I think we spent 6 hours driving around looking for stuff for our costumes that we decided to do at the last second.
Oh yeah,
because
right.
last second we're like, okay, we're going to go with DuckTales. And so, or we said it maybe even before we left, but just didn't really plan for it. Because somehow
we thought it'd be an easy find thing. Like, we'll be able to find all this stuff really easy.
We had to plan for it a little ahead of time, though, because Tom came with a top hat.
Yeah. Yeah, the top hat, he had the cane and everything.
Yeah, he had the cane and top hat. So we must have said before, like, we must have told Tom to come down with a top hat and stuff and say that's what we were doing. Because then Morgan was Ducky and Kylie, Rhino, and I were Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Webby. What did I call her? Ducky? Did I call her Ducky? Ducky.
Ducky.
I mean, technically, that's all of them. Ducky. There are duckies.
I'm gonna pet that ducky.
Wait,
really
don't
funny.
do that. Duckies bite. Don't bite. Don't get bit by a ducky. It hurts.
They hiss.
But yeah, so we didn't make it to San Diego on that one. But that's good to know for.
So cool.
We're Kylie and I are going to go there eventually. That's on our list specifically for the zoo and such, and then the rest of San Diego. Good for a day 6. But where do you go if you want to find A6?
Rack room shoes.
Boom.
Yeah.
Rhino.
This episode brought to you by Rack
no,
Room
no, no,
Shoes.
no, no, Rhino. You do not do that. You do not put your sponsorships in these shows.
I don't have a Rack Room Shoes sponsorship. You'd be confused. You are confused about the post I made in relation to Rack Room Shoes.
A little bit. That's where you find the shoes that you
It's
posted
where you
about.
could find Reebok shoes. That's a different story.
As if you can't find Reebok shoes anywhere in the world besides Rack Room Shoes.
I am
Only at
assigned a
Rack Room.
specific retailer to talk about.
You leave that off the rails. Wait. Okay. I don't know what else to talk about with this because this has been a weird one.
What did we really even talk about? What would you even call this
Food?
episode?
Disneyland food.
We talked.
Denny didn't really talk about food a lot.
Yeah, I mean everything. So here, true confessions. Both times I've been out to
These are my
Disneyland.
confessions.
That's it. Both times that I've been out to Disneyland, I have had that corn dog from that little red wagon on my list, and I've never gotten it because I've had other things have jumped ahead in priority. So, but I did have the mint julep for the first time, and I did have their beignets for the first time.
Bless you.
Last trip. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. And I'm serious about the fruit out there. I love it. So we sat at the bar downstairs at Lamplight. And they did have, it was open. It was open on that side, and just sitting there eating those lobster nachos. Like, I just thought there's just nothing. This is the most idyllic, perfect Disneyland DCA amusement park like moment, because I'm sitting there and I'm looking out at the Incredicoaster taking off, and there's those crazy swinging baskets going, and just everything all the way around that world of color, which I've never seen it. I've never timed a visit to be able to see that, but I just thought this is it. This is perfection. Is Lamplight. So I'm really glad that you guys are doing that again.
Yeah. Well, can I pose a question to you, Denny? And you can continue on after you're done. But you've already mentioned obviously Carnation Cafe, and another time you mentioned Carnation Cafe in terms of just in general. If besides Carnation Cafe, if there's one restaurant you wanted us to go sit down, table service restaurant you wanted us to go to, what would it be? Just no pressure. I'm not saying we're doing it. It's just the one that's most interesting to you.
Gosh, that's a great question. I'd have to really sit and look at the list to refresh my memory on all of it. But I don't blame you for Blue Bayou, especially if Pirates isn't open. It's already dark enough, and now you're going to have a construction wall there. So I don't blame you for not wanting to do that. Obviously, have you all ever been in Club 33?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you like that? I just think of that and of course 21 Royal as oh my gosh, that would be the most spectacular. I have never eaten at French Market, and I know that's that's not technically table service because it's kind of that.
It's like Plaza Inn. You go and you get your tray and you get your food, and it feels like it's higher quality than quick service food being handed to you through a window. But I like it. It's definitely. I wish we had more places like that at Walt Disney World that had that same feel.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Yeah, I will say I've been fortunate enough multiple times to eat at Club 33 through, my first trip that I took to Disneyland with the Diz. Pete, pulled all the strings and made sure that we had a big group meal there. And for a while, it used to be included in the Adventures by Disney Backstage Magic trips when it was available, if they could actually get in and use it. It was typically for like breakfast. That's how we had it. So I've been fortunate to do it a handful of times, and it's a cool environment. It's beautiful. I loved it refurb that it went through and logo change, and I still think it's special now after all of it. But if you ever get the chance, Denny, if you ever go back out, we'll
just let us know.
Yeah,
put that on the list.
Well, just let us know.
That's my ultimate bucket list item.
I'll get into my Geppetto long, nightgown with the hat set and go Starlight, Starbright, first star I wish tonight. I wish Denny gets into Club 33 tonight, and
let it happen.
Then a blue fairy will come out.
That's right. That is exactly right. It's so, I know Cafe Orleans
Yes.
They have a really limited menu right now, but still so good. And something that I loved is the fact that you can get the mint julep there. Like what?
Refillable.
And it's refillable. I sucked down so much mint julep that day, and to sit there across from the espresso machine, that has ties back to Walt Disney himself. I kind of sat there going, oh my gosh, and geeking out and talking with the server about that. Like, there's so many amazing, I don't want to use the word iconic, but they are iconic. Little establishments that you can pop in and out of that are so different from what we have here. And it's great what we have here, but there's just something about all the food out in Disneyland. Just the experience is just so different.
Yep.
I will tell you, I've never eaten in any of the restaurants in downtown Disney, except, of course, going to Salt and Straw. I'm trying to think.
That counts.
No, I take that back. La Brea.
Oh, I like La Brea.
Yeah,
I do.
Breakfast at La Brea. You talk about breakfast? That's a nice spot.
Yeah. And I feel like we just talked about that. It might not have been on a show. It might have just been in person when I was talking about how I was in JFK and I saw the La Brea Bakery in there, and I was like, should I?
The bread is just always so good.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. No, and one day we'll really get into hopefully being able to talk too about like our off-property Disneyland favorites, because that's one thing I try to make sure that I do every time I'm out there. I like taking, and same with Rhino because we're usually together, but I love taking afternoon breaks. I'm not a afternoon break, go back to the hotel and sleep person. I'm take an hour off and go to somewhere else outside of Disneyland property, because that's one of the things of Disneyland. It's not in that same bubble as Walt Disney World. As soon as you walk down past the Esplanade, you are greeted with wonderful Anaheim. Not downtown Anaheim-ish area though. Just businesses, hotels, all of it is just right outside the doors of Disneyland. But then if you just travel a couple miles, by Uber, your own car, whatever, you can start to get to really amazing restaurants and just really cool areas. I mean, it's whether you go by the stadiums or if you even go to like the packing district that we're always huge proponents of. There's a lot to love outside of the gates of Disneyland.
The packing district, it'll take you less time to walk out of the park, get in a lift, and get out of the lift at the packing district than it does to take you to walk to your car at a Walt Disney World theme park. So
I'd
it takes
agree
you
with
less
that.
time
Wow.
to get and be there at this cool dining place than it would to just walk to your car. So just think about it as like you're walking out to your car and getting something and then walking back in.
What's the one place that you can't wait to get back to that's off property?
I mean, if I'm being
It's a
completely honest,
brewery,
it is a
right?
brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, it's a brewery. There's technically two breweries. The first one is Bottle Logic, which is just my absolute favorite brewery in Anaheim, and I cannot wait to go back to that. But then one of my favorite breweries was Anaheim Brewery that has closed down over the pandemic and such. But there's a new brewery in its place that I'm very excited to try. But that's
been.
yeah. But I mean, in terms like it's hard to say. I would agree that most of the time I'm going to eat if I'm going to the packing district. I can't say where I would necessarily eat in there because it changes so often that something that we ate 2 years ago might be a new stand at this point in time. So it's hard to really pinpoint on one thing inside there. I mean,
I think it's a must go though. Like for me, it's like if I went to Disneyland and I didn't step foot in the packing house or packing district at least once, then I feel like something went wrong because it's like part of, for me it's so good that I just consider it like part of that Disney experience where I'm like I want to go here because of what Craig said, all the stuff, every time we're there's like new stuff in there. But then also I like the superhero brewery, the unsung brewing that's on the other side, so I'll try to at least run in and see like if there's a glass or something, or just like some beer that maybe I could just try a new one or something like that. But there's so much good food right in that area that it's actually gotten to the point where like even outside of the packing house you have like the 21 Folds, which is the bao, like the dim sum restaurant that's so good too. And I'm like, so it's hard to like pick and choose. It's like,
Yeah. No, we went there. We went there the last time that we were out there.
Burger place
Umami.
we went to? Umami, yeah, that was
Umami.
good.
We love going to Umami Burger. It's always really good. I love Pokenometry. It's a poke place. I mean, since we've gotten so many now in Orlando, I don't necessarily go as insane over it as I used to, but like
a lot have closed in Orlando though.
Yeah, a lot have closed in Orlando, but overall it was more like California was where we went to finally get our good fresh fish if we wanted poke. And I still think it tastes better out there. But and then like random restaurants that are more chains, like there's the Carl Strauss Brewery that is in California, and they have one at Universal City Walk, but there's also one in Anaheim, and their beer's just okay, but their food's actually tasty. And then like Rhino and I will never remember the place of it. I know it's a chain restaurant, but it's a chain that we don't have in Orlando, that we went with one of Rhino's friends and had delicious blueberry IPAs or something like that. You remember the one we went with Steven?
Oh, with Steven and Agnes. Yeah,
We'll never remember the name of it, but
So, I think it has dog in the title or something like that.
It had something like that.
Because it was literally like, it was where there was a movie theater out there or something, but it wasn't blueberry beer. It was something, and it wasn't boysenberry. It was another berry that I was like, oh, I've never had this berry before. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a Lazy Dog. And I know it's a chain restaurant, but again, we don't have it here. So I'm okay with chain restaurants if we don't have them in Orlando. So
we got so much food. We got a bunch of shareable plates. I love a place where you can get a bunch of different types of things to try so many things, because I feel like that's what we did that day. We just got like there was like 7 or 8 plates, and we got to try that. So we got a little bit of everything.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And it was nighttime on their happy hour, so the beer was so cheap. I mean, I think we were it was like $3 drafts, and so we were. And the best part is, we didn't have to drive. So that's the great part of being on vacation that I love versus being, being stuck in Florida with it. So
So cool.
Apparently there is one in Florida though.
Oh,
where?
Really popular.
Looks like it's down in Fort Lauderdale, maybe. It's definitely down in Fort Lauderdale or Miami. That's too far, though. It's way too far for me. And there's a couple in Georgia, so I'm sure Trey's going to tell us. They're mostly in California and Colorado. But
what was the berry beer? Now I got to know.
The berry beer?
Was it Marionberry?
It was, Jackie, that's a very intricate berry to have a beer over.
Former mayor of Washington, D.C. as well.
Thanks, Denny.
They're like blackberries, kind of.
Thanks, Denny. Back to you.
No, but it wasn't Marion. But it's funny that you said that because I did just something came up with that recently, Jackie. But
It's a Huckleberry. Huckleberry Haze
Huckleberry.
IPA.
I was like, it reminds me of a book. That's why
Yeah.
I was like,
Huckleberry.
Huckleberry. I do enjoy that. I wish we had time to go to Knott's Berry Farm too, but alas, we don't. And it's probably during their Boysenberry Festival still.
yeah.
There's just not enough time. Not enough time.
Never.
Life always gets in the way.
I'll just have to move there.
Like how, but then you're going to take it for granted. That's all you're going to do. You're just going to be like,
And I'll never go to any of those places while I'm there.
nope, you won't. You won't. You'll be eating ramen noodles at home every night. You won't even be able to afford to put the broth in. You'll just be eating the noodles.
Dry.
Well, you have the water. You can boil the water, but that's it. Okay. I'm going to take this one back on the rails, only not because it wasn't a fun conversation. This was definitely strange, but only because we are now at an hour and 10 minutes. And so that's way too long.
You're welcome.
Hey, what can I say except you're welcome?
If you're still listening or watching, bless you.
Yes.
I lost
Welcome to
all
think
my
of it.
French.
You did, yeah.
Think of it.
We got some really strong comments about that, Rhino, so I'm just letting you know right now. Don't ever do that again. But okay, we are going back on the rails. Thank you so much to this great group for having this very strange conversation with me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you,
You
Craig.
can,
Oh, you're
I mean,
welcome.
Frank,
You
don't
forgive
have,
me.
You don't. No.
You're
We.
Don't say that.
welcome.
We.
Don't say-
We.
No, we. Okay, and thank you to everyone out there for watching and listening. I truly hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can always support us by booking a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section. And if you're listening to this podcast, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if it's through Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a rating and review if possible. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of Off the Rails. We'll see you next time we go off the rails. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.